Facebook world. My name is Michael and I'm a guide here on the
לא לעצור את
Har Habayit, כן. You know, it's
ההליכה.
okay. After that. So, pretty much we're on the other side right now of the western wall. Right over here where it used to be Solomon's Stoa, where even non-Jews and Jews alike were able to intermingle and hang out, pretty much talk, etc.
אנחנו לא עם הקבוצה, תתקדמם. אחרי זה תעשה את הכתבה הזאת. יש לך עצירות תוך כדי...
Mountain, which is the Dome of the Rock, which is not a mosque, it is a shrine which preserves the foundation stone. It's called in Hebrew Kifat Sela, or Dome of the Rock, for a reason, the rock being that foundation stone. And the foundation stone is from where the entire world was created from. Over here is what the Muslims consider the third holy site in Islam, El Aqsa. They consider the entire compound Al Aqsa, but that's complete fake news because this is the actual mosque. Right over here. Again, we're not going anywhere where it's forbidden according to Jewish law, because not only is it impossible, the police won't let us, so it's impossible to deviate from the group and from the path itself. The entire Taliban area was 500 cubits by 500 cubits, so we're going to walk on the area where King Herod expanded after the Second Temple period, which is no problem whatsoever, no fear of getting spiritually cut off or correct, no fear of us coming in contact with anything that's forbidden, etc. So those who are watching, on their sofas, in their beds, work, in their homes, etc., wherever you are, you can have a first-hand experience of Hashem's holy home. But eventually, hopefully, we will be zoch, we will merit and be privileged to build the third and final temple. And I won't need to fast, and we won't need to fast on Tisha B'Av this coming year, please God. The entire idea of coming back here is coming back to the land of Israel, the land of Zion, and the heart of Yerushalayim, and the heart of the state of Israel, which is the Temple Mount, and it's not the Kotel. The Kotel, I'm sorry to say, it is not the holy site in Judaism, and it has no connection whatsoever to the first or second temple. It is symbolic, and it is holy per se because we turned it into a synagogue, but it itself, the wall, has no connection to neither first nor second temple. It used to actually be a Machane Yehuda. It used to be a market. Like right near, those who live in Israel know the light rail near the Machane Yehuda market in Yerushalayim.
La verdad no quedó nada. Y lo que sí quedó, la verdad, o se ha destruido, se ha movido en los últimos. Sí, entonces.
Pretty much here, below the Golden Dome, we have the foundation stone from when the entire world was created from. We had the first and second temple. We also had the binding of Isaac. We had the struggle between the angel of Esav and Yitzchak. And we also had Yaakov's dream with the ladders and the angels going up and down. Also, Noah's Teva, Noah's Ark, also stopped here after Hashem nearly flooded the entire earth. And this is also where the first man, Adam Harishon, brought a sacrifice to God. Now, this place over here, you can see further in, a tiny silver chain dome right next to the big yellow neighbor over here, which to the south of it we have the mizbeach, or the altar, where we would burn our incense and korbanot, our sacrifices. So I'm looking forward to doing Korban Pesach, or the Paschal offering this year. Like I said, we're now allowed in the Beit HaMikdash area, so that's like a 5-10% of this area, where the women's courtyard starts, or where it finishes, and then it goes into the Nishimura gate and into the altar. Now, unfortunately, due to spiritual, halachic reasons, we are spiritually impure, we have come in contact with the dead, we cannot go into that area unless we get sprinkled with the ashes of the red heifer, which can only happen when the priest slaughters it and shucks it and sprinkles the ashes on the mountain of olives, right where, if you can see, I'm not sure how great the video quality is, but you can see the gray dome on the next hilltop over, and a mount of olives. And over there, the Kohen would sprinkle the ashes of the red heifer onto the Jew who is impure, and through the ashes he will become pure. Then afterwards he will be able to go into the Beit HaMikdash and do whatever he had to do for that given day. Now the thing is, right now, we're walking right now on the extension that King Herod built. There's no fear whatsoever. We're going with the group, as you can see. We're
Entonces,
we can pray. We can pray here. There's no waqf around us, at least from what I can see here. A lot has changed for the better for the Jewish people up here. There's
Even
no
with everything
fear.
that's going on today with the talk of the peace plans?
The peace plan, yes. So the Temple Mount belongs to the Jewish people, but the status quo, ironically enough, President Donald Trump said that the status quo would be preserved, but all religious holidays of every religion will be respected. So I'm not sure that exactly that's going to work, because usually it works for every holiday and every religion except the Jewish people. So I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work.
You've been coming up again and again over the last few days, right?
The last few days, I was actually banned from Har Habayit. I was unbanned on Tuesday, but I've been going up so far. It's been almost 5 years.
So since Tuesday this week,
Yeah,
how many times have you come up?
a lot.
A lot.
A lot. Yeah, I try to take advantage.
There was news reports and stuff on social media that there was riots and attempted stabbing. So have you seen anything like that?
I saw, but that's also when the Jews are not. That's also when the Jews are not here, and that's like when the Jews are already outside the mountain. When that actually stabbing, when the stabbing attempt happened, the Jews were already off. It was already 2:30, the hour at which non-Muslims are not allowed on the mountain, so we weren't here to begin with.
So it's not a problem for Jews to come up today?
Not a problem.
Not an issue?
We're allowed to come up here. You can see it for yourself.
Hashem.
I think it's very peaceful, very tranquil, quiet.
There's no reason not to come.
No reason not to come. The only thing there is to fear is fear itself. Fear of God, no fear of the Gentile, fear of God. You don't fear the Gentile. If you are afraid in your own country, you are truly not free in your own country. I didn't come here to be afraid. I came here to be a proud Jew in my own country. If I wanted to be scared, I would have not made Aliyah in the first place.
Kol hakavod.
So we should also merit not to be hypocrites. We should want to come here. We should want to awe to come here. And to show the fact that we didn't give up on Daddy's home. And we come up here with dignity and with honor and with our fear and reverence and fear and respect. And obviously in a kosher way after the mikvah, wearing none of the shoes. Because last I checked, the Beit HaMikdash is unfortunately not rebuilt yet. Again, this isn't some type of tourist attraction in Herzliya or Tel Aviv. This is the holy site in Judaism. So I'm just going to continue with the group here because I'm enjoying walking backwards.
They make you walk kind of fast.
Yeah, exactly. So right now we're on the eastern side. In about more or less 30 seconds, we'll be at the most ideal place, the most religious place, the most Zionist place to be, I might add, that you can pray to God for whatever you need. Whether it's a speedy recovery, whether it's a soulmate, whether it's a livelihood, whether it's good grades on an exam if you're a student, whatever you possibly need, God's office is open 24/7, or as much as we can come up here. So this is actually the entrance to where the Beit HaMikdash used to stand. Ironically enough, the people who pray at the Kotel are praying towards the back and they're praying to a wall, but not actually praying towards the holies of holies. I'll explain that in a bit. And all this debris over here is from the first and second temple period. The Muslims, they claim that this is a holy site. This looks like, you know, one of your bedrooms, complete disarray, complete disorganization, filthy, disgusting. Hopefully we will deal with, you know, this is God's home. You know, we wouldn't treat our home like this, so why are we treating God's home like this? So, question to, it's food for thought.
וימליך מלכותו בחייכם ובמותם ובחיי כל בית ישראל במהרה ובזמן קרוב כמובן.
As you can see, we can pray here. We can pray Mincha here, and this is a place also where I'm going to try and keep my voice to a minimum because this is the most ideal place to pray. We're ready to pray Mincha here. We can pray here, whatever. You know, we have smartphones, applications, etc. That we can do it. And yeah, this is where it stands. This is the whole map over here. We are. And this Ran Nashim, the women's courtyard, began a few tens of meters forward of me in advance. Come up here if you want. We're going to go up to the tree over here. And so where the circular rock is, or I guess structure there, that's where the women's courtyard began, past the wall of bricks, and then it goes up until the 15 staircases, the 15 steps that the Levites would sing the Shir Shel Yom, the song of the day. They would also play trumpets. They were very, very good, not like me. Then we would have also the Nicanor's Gate, where the arches are now right now. Nicanor's Gate used to be there. Nicanor donated the gate to the second temple, and we had right next to the chain dome. We had the altar where we would do sacrifices, burn our incense, etc. That's where the Levites were able to be. I'm an Israelite. I can only go into such an extent, because the further you go, the closer you go to the Holy of Holies, the higher you go in spiritualness and in holiness. You have Eretz Yisrael, you have Yerushalayim, you have the Chel, which we are allowed to go to, even those who are impure. But you can't go into the certain parts of the Beit HaMikdash unless it depends if you're Yisrael, Kohen, or Levi. But in any event, the chain dome represents the entrance to the holies, not the Holy of Holies, but to the holies. And in it, you would have the showbread and the case bread. And one of the miracles of the Beit HaMikdash, of the Holy Temple, was that it never got stale. And we always want fresh bread. We all want stale bread. We don't eat moldy bread. And also we have the Chanukiah that we would light on Hanukkah and other festive occasions. And then right below the Golden Dome, we would have the foundation stone. That in it, the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, would go in on Yom Kippur once a year, and he would do his required service for Yom Kippur in there. And God help us if he did a tiny error. Thank God there were backups, but hopefully we'll be zocha, we will merit to see the Kohen Gadol, the high priest, this year, and also lessen and shorten our davening on Yom Kippur. I don't have the strength or patience for 6 hours, so hopefully it'll help.
Michael, can I get you to take this over? I have a couple people.
Yeah, sure.
Michael Abramowitz and Howie Feintuck. And he needs desperate refuah.
For sure. Hello. So I just don't. Yeah. Watch that. Yeah. So again, this is the most sensitive and emotional place in the country, and also grooms and brides of all religious and political affiliations come up here. The Temple Mount unifies the nation; it does not divide it. And now I'm actually just going to be quiet and let you be in your prayer, because I'm not the main show. Hashem is the main boss of the main issue here. God's home. a selfie stick?
כן, אולי רוב האלוהים בשמיים נאמר
Ah, yeah, I'm not sure how,
have all
I'm not
that.
sure how comfortable that would have been.
Yeah.
Too bulky. This is also a point where Jews that didn't make it at 12:30, so the police actually add them to our group right now. A year ago this wouldn't happen. Even a half year ago this wouldn't happen. So thank God we're improving. The conditions for Jews are improving. I'm not sure how many are coming, but thank God. Wow, it looks like
So not only is it permissible, it's a good time to come up.
yeah. It's like, yalla, come already.
ויען דוד את הכהן ויאמר לו, כי אם אישה עצורה לנו כתמול שלשום בצאתי ויהיו כלי נר קודש. עברו את הרמזים ועד כי היום קדש. ויתן לו הכהן קודש, כי לא היה שם לחם, כי אם לחם הפנים המוסרים לפני אדוני, עושים לחם חום ביום מלאכתו. שם איש מעמתי שאול בהם ההוא, נעצר לפני אדוני, שמו דואג האדומי, אביו אבלכים משאול לשאול. היום אני דוד באת המלך, ואם יש לו תחת ידך חמש החבר, כי גם חזיר וגם כדאי לו לקח כדאי, כי יש דבר המלך לפלוט. ואומר הכהן, תחת בריחת לאשתו של סיבה והולך לעולם. ואין לו חבר סילה, לא היפון. וכך 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 כך, כי אין לו לקח כזה. ויאמר דוד, אין כמוה, השם היה לאשתו. ורק דוד ויברח באומר משמע שלח, ויבוא אל אחיש מלך הארץ. ואמרו עבדי אחי שלנו, לא תשב את מלך הארץ, ולא להביא לנו כל קולות לאמור אישה שאול בעל אחד בקריב ורצותם. ויחד את הדברים האלה בלתי, וירא מאוד לפני אחיש מלך הארץ. וישנו את אמר בהם אבן ויתמלל ביצם, ויקם את קדוש השם, ויולדת לבוא את העניין. ודיבת צירוף. ויאמר אחיש הארץ, ונתן עוד אנשים תביעה, באמת לא יהיה אליי. עשרה שקרים היו, ונתן קדש תביעה עליי, והתקבצו אליו כל איש מסך וכל איש אשר לא נושך, כל איש לך נפש, והגיע לבן בשר, ויגיעו מוכר 400 איש. ואלה כתבים משם מסתמות, ואומר עדיין מואב, וכמה אביב וימי יתקיים עד אשר בתם היה יעשה ואין כאן הקנה מלך מואב, ושום מלך מלך ואומר כאן להביא את דוד, לא תשב במצודה, לך ובאת לך ארץ יהודה, ואלה כתבים ויבוא יער אחד. וישמע שאול כי נודע דוד ואנשים שבתו. שאול ישב בסבכה תחת הלשת להשפעה, וחניתו בידו וכל עבודת הדברים. ואומר שאול לעבודה, שאומרים על פנים, ואומר לפלסטינים כאן דגל. אתם יכולים לקחת השם שלכם האזרעים ולכם ולכם ישי ואין יכולים לכם עלי תקרא את אוזני כי אם בני יתרצי עלי להורים ביום הזה ויען דואג האדומי
You wish you were here.
ראיתי את בן ישי בעל לא וישאל לו אדוני לזהר ואת חרם כל יד וישלח המלך לקרוא את המלך ולחיצוב הכהן ואת הקודש הכהן ישב בנוב ויבואו כולם אל המלך ויאמר שאול שמע לה במלכותו ויאמר ואומר אליו שאול למה קשרתם עלי אתה ובן ישי ותתך לו לחם וחרב ושאול לו באלוהים לקום אלי להורים חיום ויאמר המלך את המלך ויאמר ומי בכל עבדיך שתדיר נאמן חתן המלך וכאן אם אתה רוצה להבין אותי יום החילוק לשתי כל ערבים חלילה לי ולא ידע עבדך בכל דבר דבר קטן ויאמר המלך המלך אתה ותצדק ויאמר המלך לראשים הנכרים עליו ותבו בעלינו כהני אדוני כי גם ידענו וישבו חיבורי אחרים ולא גלו את אבני ולא עברו אבי המלך לשלוח את כולם לפגוע בכהני אדוני ויאמר המלך לדוד ואתה ופגע בכהנים ויפגע דואג לעשרה אדומים ויפגע אחים בכהנים ויאמר כהן ההוא 85 איש נושא אפוד בד ואת נביא הכהנים נקרא לפיחה וחד וישגע ושם מעולל ועד יומו וישר וחמור בחמש וימלט בן אחד לאחימלך מלכותו ושמו את ביתר ויברח אחרי דוד ויגיד לבחרי דוד כבר רק שאולים את כהני הדוד ויאמר דוד ויבזר אמרתי ויאמר הוא כי שם ירד לאדוני כי לתת את זה חיים ונקוד תבותי וקלט את זה דוד לפי השם כי השם אני חוזר ואומר את הצער ויגידו לדוד ואמר דוד משתים וחמים בגלל לה והעלה עם התקות המוס וישתן דוד בדוני ואמר הלך והכיתי בפלשתים האלה ואמר אדוני דוד לך והכיתה בפלשתים ושרתה בארגון סדר וידי להמשיך, אנחנו פה בקהילה ישראלית, אנחנו קהילה להלכות פלישתים, ואוסף חד תמיד לשכח עדיני ויערמו עדיני. היום היקום רד קהילה, כי אני נותן פלישתים ואילך קריב ועכשיו קהילה, ואנחנו בפלישתים, ויהד את ידיים, ואנחנו בנוסף עולם, ויש אחרי תושבי קהילה. והגיד לברך את יתר בן החברת אל תביא קהילה.
בואו להתקדם.
Now we're continuing forward on the eastern side. יש צירוף. אני רואה שניים. היינו איתנו?
ושוטרים. יסגירוני בעלי קהילה בידו, ולבן שאול כאשר שמע עשתך, אדוני חושב לגן עליו. הגיבו בעלי קהילה ויעקב דוד ואנשיו ביקשו מבקש ויצאו מתפללה והתהלכו באשר התהלכו. שאול נוגע לכנילת לבית שקהילה ויש אל דוד במדבר במדבר והאש אל זכר במדבר בית. וישנו שאול כל הימים ולא נתנו ילדים בידיו. וירד דוד ויצא שאול ויעקב יהונתן בן שאול ויעל מגן אברהם לא תמצא אחרת שאול ואתה תברוך לישראל
12 and then they all drop off and then 12 more.
It's also the middle of the day.
Hello, Miss Ruti, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Faglin's on.
Who? That's a big one? Ah, she's good.
Sweetheart.
Nice.
She should be Prime Minister.
Yeah, Fagelin was up on yesterday morning. I missed it, I can't believe it.
He said, I told him to come up today. He said, no, it's going in the morning.
Nope, that's it.
Podemos ir por medio de impunidad y puridad, también por donde podemos ir políticamente, simplemente por conflictos y cosas árabes y cosas. Por eso ahorita estamos contratando policía y todo eso, por medio de este conflicto. Si no estuviera podríamos ir donde queríamos, nomás con una barra donde dice aquí no, porque puridad. O ni barra, nomás como te.
You see a lot of people from the States. It's early morning there.
Exactly, yeah, now we're continuing on the eastern side. Now we're continuing on the eastern side. And we're going to head into a special area on the Temple Mount called the Study Hall of Yitzchak and Telia Imas Blessed Memory. Now, who were they? They immigrated from the Soviet Union, Russia. They made Aliyah, they immigrated to Israel in the 80s. And they started going up in the 90s to the Temple Mount. They made a trend of bringing up groups of Jews from Kiryat Arba, from the home in Beit Chagai, which is south of Yerushalayim, to the Temple Mount. And back in their day, in the 90s, they were able to bring up Mishnayot and Tanakhs and Bibles and Mishnahs, etc., etc., until it hurt the Walk's feelings and they forbade them from. Yeah. And unfortunately, they were murdered by Arab terrorists on their way home from the Temple Mount to Beit Chagai, south of Yerushalayim. So now we simply dedicate this area in their memory. And whoever has a dvar Torah, words of inspiration, to say regarding the Temple Mount, the Beit HaMikdash, the Holy Temple, or the weekly Torah biblical portion, or anything else, can say now. And usually we record here video, audio. It's a study hall like any other yeshiva. You know, you debate, you argue, you fight, you discuss, you yell, you scream, you debate, you discuss, etc., etc. Yeah, so pretty much we get inspired from each other and we get motivated from each other. In any language, because God, lest I remember, understands all languages. We do in Hebrew and English.
תודה רבה לאולי של טוב, אני אעשה סיום מסכת מעשרות ירושלמי.
אתה מתקדם. פעם קודם עשית תרומות.
כן, אני השלמות. לא תרומות. נעשה בקצרה הסבר ואז נתחיל, בסדר? מסכת מעשרות עוסקת בעיקר בהלכות הרבות בכל סוגי המעשרות. תרומה, מעשר ראשון, מעשר שני, מעשר עני. לכן היא נקראת מסכת מעשרות. המסכת שלנו דנה בעיקר איזה גידולים חייבים במעשרות. אחרי זה מתי השלב שבו הם מתחייבים במעשרות, עד מתי מותרים באכילת ארעי, כל מה שהפרשו מהם במעשרות. אחרי זה מה זה גמר מלאכה, שאפשר לאכול עוד ארעי עד הרגע הזה, וכל מיני דברים שקובעים למעשר, חצר משתמרת, בית וכו'. עכשיו אני אגיע לסוף. היה מקרה שהגמרא פה עכשיו דנה לגבי זרעים שלא חייבים במעשרות, זרעים כמו זרע של צנון, לדוגמה, שיוצא ממנו פרי אכיל אבל הגרעין עצמו לא אכיל, אז הוא לא חייב במעשרות. אז יש כאן סיפור על אישה אחת שנפל לה מהכובע זרעים של ירבוז, בפני משה הוא רושם שזה אספרגו, כנראה אספרגוס, אני לא רוצה להגיד סתם, אבל כנראה נפל לה מהכובע לתוך הגינה וצמח. עכשיו זה היה זרעים של תרומה, אוקיי? אז בואו נקרא את זה בדברים. אחד הייתה אבלה ירבוזין דתרומה וקפתה, נפלו לגינתה וצמחון. עלה בכובע שלה ונפל ומזה צמח ונבט. עתה עובדה קומי רבי יוחנן ושרה. רבי יוחנן מכיר את האספרגוסים האלה. אמר לרבי חייא בר וו, ולא מתנית היא שאף על פי שאביהם תרומה הראלו יאכלו. מה כל כך אתה מחדש פה? הרי משנה מפורשת שזה יותר. אמר לי, יש פה קצת ביטוי חריף, אמר לי מבלי, מין דגלית לך חספן אשכחת מרגניתה, אתה אמר ולא מתמיתה היא. אומר פה בפירוש, דאילו לא גליתי לך היתר, שנייה, ואמר לי בבלי, לאחר שגילית לך חספה ואשכחת לאט מרגליתה, את אמר ולא מתמיתה היא. ואילו דלא גלית לך היתר מינה ומתוך דבריי הוא שלמדת לפרש כן. זאת אומרת, גיליתי לך את המרגליות ואז אתה בא ומספר. הדרן הלך, עוקר שתלים מסיק הלך מסכת מעשרות. הדרן הלך מסכת מעשרות והדרך הלן, דעתן הלך מסכת מעשרות ודעתן הלך, לא נתנשים מנך מסכת מעשרות ולא תתנשים מנן, לא בעלמא הדין ולא בעלמא דעתי. הדרן הלך מסכת מעשרות ודעתן הלך, דעתן הלך מסכת מעשרות ודעתן הלך, לא נתנשים מנך מסכת מעשרות ולא תתנשים מנן, לא בעלמא הדין ולא בעלמא דעתי. הדרן הלך מסכת מעשרות והדרך הלן, דעתן הלך מסכת מעשרות ודעתן הלך, לא נתנשים מנך מסכת מעשרות ולא תתנשים מנן, לא בעלמא הדין ולא בעלמא דעתי. יהי רצון לפניך אדוני אלינו לאהבתנו שתהיה תורתך אומנותנו בעולם הזה ותהיה עמנו לעולם הבא. חנינא בר פפא, רמי בר פפא, נחמן בר פפא, חי בר פפא, אמרי בר פפא, רפרם בר פפא, לחיש בר פפא, סורחור בר פפא, אדר בר פפא, דורו בר פפא. ערב נא אדוני אלינו לדברי תורתך לפינו ולפיות עמך בית ישראל, ונהיה אנחנו אנחנו כולנו תצאינו תצא עמך בית ישראל כולנו נדע שמך מלאת תורתך לשמה באוהבי חכמינו ותבזך כי לעולם יהי לי. יהי ליבי תאמיר חוקיך למען לא אבוש לעולם לא אשכח פיקודיך כי בם חייתני ברוך אתה אדוני עמדני חוקיך אמן 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 סלע בית. יהי רצון מודים אנחנו לפניך אדוני אלוהינו לאבותינו ששמת חלקנו מיושבי בית המדרש ולא שמת חלקנו מיושבי קרנות. שאנו משכימים והם משכימים. אנו משכימים לדברי תורה והם משכימים לדברים בטלים. אנו עמלים והם עמלים. אנו עמלים מקבלים שכר והם עמלים ואינם מקבלים שכר. אנו רצים והם רצים. אנו רצים לחיי העולם הבא והם רצים לבאר שחת שנאמר ואתה אלוהים תורידינו לבאר שחת אנשי דמים ומה לא יחצו מהם ואני אבטח בך. יהי רצון לפניך אדוני אלוהי וכשם שדרתה לסיים מסכת מעשרות כן תעזרני להתחיל מסכתות אחרים ולסיימה ללמוד ולמד אתמול לעשות שתייה וכל דברי תלמוד תורתך באהבה בזכות כל התנאים והמוראים ותלמידי חכמים יעמוד לי ולזרי שלא תעמוד של תורה עשות מפי ומפי זרי וזרע זרי עד עולם. כן בי תכך תנחה אותך בשוכבך שמור עליך וקצת העיד ששכחך כי בירבו ימיך ויוסיפו לך שנות חיים אורך ימים וימינה שדם אושר וכבוד עדי עמו ייתן עדי יברך את עמו בשלום יתקדל ויתקדש מרבה בעלמא דהו עתיד לאחד דתה ולחיה מטיה ולהצדקה יסעון לחיי עלמא לבני קרתה לירושלים ושכללה היכלה בגבה ולמעקה חנה דנחרה מנהרה ולטבע פרחנה דשמיא עטרה ומלך ושפריך ומלכותה ויקרם ויצמח מפורחנה ויקרם משיחי וחייכון ויומכון וחיית לכל בית ישראל והגלה ננקרי ואמרו אמן אמן ישמר אמן ואוך לעולם ומיה יתברך ויתברך ויתברך ויתפאר ויתרומם ונושא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלה שמי נפשר ויבחו אילן מכל ברכתה שירתה תשמחתה ולחמתה לאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן על ישראל ועל רבנן ועל תלמידאון ועל כל תלמידאון ועל כל מאן דעסקין מאורייתא דבאתר קדיש הדין ודי בכל אתר ואתר יהי לאון ולכל שלמה רבה חנה וחז דרחמין וחיין הרקין וזני רמחי ופרקנה מן קדם הבאון די בשמיה והרב אמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים טובים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום ברומא וחמה ועשה שלום על כל עמו ישראל ואמרו אמן. כן, להתחיל לסיים ספר
סיום. Amazing, amazing.
Y la razón que le digo esto es porque se dijo que era la primera pieza que creó
If
Dios.
anybody understands what just happened.
He just finished a
So
part
far we've,
what's that?
So far, you've been able to speak freely. We've
So
seen
far.
videos
Rushed,
of
but yeah.
people arrested just for saying that this was the Temple Mount,
Exactly. Or that Beit HaMikdash used to stand here.
or for moving your lips, or for bending down and looking like you're doing something.
Yeah.
And
A year ago you
so
couldn't
far
do
we've
this.
done all of that, and we've studied Torah, and we've said Kadish, which is
Amazing.
why would Jews not be here right now?
That's a very good question. I wish I had the answer to that. I could understand it from practical perspective that people are working, they're tired, they think it's forbidden, etc., etc. But there's no end to excuses, unfortunately. Just excuse me 1 second. As a guide, I also have to report how many Jews come up.
מה הכוונה 24 גננות? עוד ירושלמי, זה כתוב בצורה אחרת. שואלת הגמרא, איך כל הביורים? למה אתה עושה את השכל 24 גננות דווקא בתענית? זה הגמרא. מה אתה מכיר בשלמה במד הרחמי? עננה במד הרחמי ארי לבו. אומר הירושלמי, 7 של שבת מנין אמר רבי יצחק, ונגד 7 קולות שכתוב בעבור אדוני בני אלים. אמר רבי יצחק אמר בדן בתור יעבור סיבה אחרת, כנגד 7 קולות, כנגד 7 אזכרות שכתוב במזמור של
גם
שבת.
כאן, נו, תעשי לנו עם הרב. עשינו כאן עם הרב ברוך לפני כמה חודשים.
9 שעורים שנה מנהים,
אזור תחילת שנה.
אמר רבי 4 כרתים, גז וחמאס ברבי,
היה לזכר
כנגד 9 אזכרות שכתוב כל השנה. בסופה, אדוני ידין נפטר. הרושם מסביר שהכנסת בתקופה
דור ראשון להר הבית.
עושה הארץ, לכן בראש השנה שהוא יום הדין, עושים 9 ברכות כנגד זה. 24 של תעניות מנהל.
You can see all Jews of all affiliations are here. All kippots, you have black coats, you have white coats, you have regular shirts, t-shirts. All Jews, yeah. All Jews of all spectrums, of all affiliations are here. This is the place. This is it. You see, no one's bothering us. Each one is in his corner or her corner. This is actually the first time I'm seeing like three different groups within one group. This is nice. This is good. Again, a year ago this wasn't possible. Even a half a year ago this wasn't possible. This is literally redemption before your eyes. You cannot deny this. This is not fake news. My job is not to give over fake news. There's enough of that going on in this country. Yeah. All right, so let's go.
יאללה להתקדם, יאללה בואו.
Let's go. Again, the usual would have us rush us. They were used to have us rushed out by 1:30. Now it's 1:17 and we're still here. So they would let us out at around 5 minutes later. Sorry?
We've been hanging out for quite a bit of time.
We're here for about a good solid 20 minutes. Yeah.
Right, usually you're rushed through and you're done with the whole thing within minutes.
Also, just fair warning, watch the ground here. It's a little bit unstable.
Yeah.
And right here is actually called Shar Rachamim, or the Gate of Mercy. I'll explain what that is in a few moments. Watch your step here.
Got it.
We don't have insurance here.
מעניין, מה זה כאן?
Yeah, the Shar
Can't get a
Rachamim.
homeowner's
זה שער
policy.
הרחמים? זהו, אמרתי שצריך להיות.
מה זה?
בדיוק אמרתי שהגענו לשער הרחמים לפי המרחק.
עכשיו הקימו את המסגד החמישי בהר.
הם עושים משהו.
יכול להיות היהודי הראשון שנכנס לשער הרחמים.
למי יש מפתח לשער? אצל מי המפתח?
To stop his arrival physically, and they also made a graveyard on the other side of the wall they made a graveyard for terrorists. Because they know that our Messiah cannot come in contact with the dead, with the impure. So they know, what they don't know is that the impurity of the terrorists, of a non-Jew, does not apply to a Jew. So they give them credit, you know. And also here is the biggest of them all. In green letters up there it says Beit al-Maqdis, which sounds similar to Beit al-Mikdash. So even the intelligent ones, or the honest Arabs, know that eventually there will eventually be a Beit al-Mikdash here, a temple. The stupid and clever ones don't know, or they refuse, or the facts unfortunately hurt their feelings. But eventually, what bothers them is that coming back to the heart of Zion, which is Har Habayit and not the Kotel. And also there are cedar beams also over here. There are cedar beams over here too. That's under the white tarp. It's under the white tarp over there. Oh wow! Oh my God! What happened about 100 years ago? There was an earthquake that destroyed that destroyed Al-Aqsa Mosque partially. And this is actually from the rooftop or ceiling, one of the two. And scientists actually did chroma dating and found out that they're as old and ancient and antique as the first temple. Like they are that old. They should be really in a museum, but unfortunately they're just simply lying here in decay and ruins. Nature's taking its course, and we can't do anything about it. There are parts over here, parts also in northern Yerushalayim in the community of Ofra, and hopefully we will get them out of here because it's simply damaging property.
אישור לבושה הוא השטח. בגלל שצטח ובגלל שאתה עתיד לנצח, כאמור, ואני אהיה
Over here, the Muslims also made like a nice study chavrua session over here. Obviously, it's illegal. This is what the Muslims claim is Solomon's throne. Ironically enough, that's also fake news because the name is complete, fabricated. And over here, we have 52 years ago, the paratrooper unit 55, with the Matagur. Paratroopers came through this gate, the tribe's gate, and they declared the walkie-talkie by Biadeno in our hands. And actually, ironically enough, Rabbi Sar Ariel Shlita, head of the Temple Institute, was one of the original former paratroopers that liberated the mountain from Jordanian occupation. Now, being that we did not have Google Maps, Waze, or GPS, we lost our way, if you will, to the Western Wall. So now, every day we're looking for our way back to Har Habayit. So everyone who brings their friends or family members rectifies the horrible mistake that we did 52 years ago. Being that we are the problem, we are also the solution. And hopefully we shall continue in their path. Now on the northern side over here, we have various Muslim educational institutions, which you guys probably know what they learn and what they teach there. I probably don't need to tell you, you can probably figure it out for yourselves.
They teach them to play football in other places.
Play football, yeah.
In other places.
In other places, exactly. Right. I forgot to mention that they're allowed to play football there and soccer. They have a special approval from the Israeli Supreme Court that whatever they do on their side is completely permitted 100%. But as long as the football or the soccer ball does not come in our lane over here. So once it comes in our lane, they have to confiscate it. But as long as it's in their side, literally in their nick of the forest or the woods, then it's completely fine.
יש אחד שבברכה האחרונה, אז הוא היה שם לכל שעבר ידע פשוט המשרת, אז הוא אמר את זה, ואז הוא אמר, ונשמע בעיה ידע פשוט המשרת,
ברור, אין שום ספק.
Also, I wanted to mention very briefly that about in the summer of 2017 there was a terror attack here that 2 Jersey officers were murdered. Of course, the Arabs thought that they were Jews. Actually, one of them was
It's already
murdered
been
at the gate
almost
over here.
a little more than 2 years ago
A
already.
little more than 2 years ago, and one was murdered on the steps over here. And ironically enough, this period was the very period of the 3 weeks between the 17th of Tammuz and the 9th of Av, the morning period in which Jews mourn the first and second temple. So God, if you will, was giving us like another opportunity, and the Israeli government decided to throw out all the Arabs and the Jordanians and all the foreigners from our holy sites, from the Har Habayit, and Jews took advantage of that. Unfortunately, we didn't take advantage of it as much as we should, and the situation reverted back to itself, but we don't despair, we don't give up. We don't give up, we are not afraid, we are persistent, we are stubborn, we don't give up on our rights, and we continue forward.
No necesariamente es algo obligatorio que hay una persona que durante una época de
How are the views going?
We'll know for sure when it's done.
Soberanía.
I can actually tell a story here that happened to me on Sunday. Turns out that unfortunately anything the police tried to prevent provocations or anything that will disturb the peace. So what happened was that I attempted to video my friend drinking from these very water faucets over here. And the policeman saw me. He took a picture of me, sent it to his friends in the police force, and I was banned from Har Habayit because I was inciting a provocation, or I was trying to cause a provocation. Not that I did the provocation itself, but I tried to erupt a provocation.
That's what they accused you of.
Because being that I'm a Jew, I cannot drink from these water faucets. An Arab can, and I don't. Why? Because I'm Jewish. There's
That
no other
sounds a
explanation.
little bit like apartheid, the opposite way of what they're saying.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit of apartheid, yeah. So I can't drink. If I try to drink for these faucets, I would get thrown off immediately. I'll get thrown off. No other explanation. Why? That's what the police say. Unfortunately, that's the situation. So we don't drink from the water we don't drink from the water faucets. And even if they get thrown off from the police, they hire a lawyer, and the police have no choice but to release them because there's actually no law forbidding that. There are many videos on YouTube going around that show, Arabs can drink and fill up the water bottles and Jews cannot. So I just wanted to mention I have a little bit of a history with these faucets. But again, we just saw the northern side of where the Beit HaMikdash used to stand, and please God, where we'll stand. And now we're going to go back down further north because we left one Jew back there. We don't leave any Jew behind. So we don't leave any stragglers. We keep together with one body, one heart, and one soul.
Sí, allá, pues, allá es donde estaba el templo. Sí es para nosotros.
I also wanted to give a shout out to Shannon. Thank you so much for doing this live feed. And please, people, share. Take advantage of social media. It takes literally maybe 2 or 3 second stops to share a Facebook Live video. I know because I do them every so often. Please share this out.
There's no reason not to come, the stuff you hear.
No reason not to come. What are you crying for? Come, yalla. I got in both languages, in Hebrew and in English, so it's fine. It's no big deal. Most of my guides are in Hebrew anyway, ironically enough.
Do you have a way for people to get in touch with you?
Yes, look me up, Michael Miller on Facebook. Look me up and send me a private message, and I'll do my best to respond in a timely fashion. Because Baruch Hashem, I'm very busy. A lot of Jews to guide, a lot of Jews to educate. We have 9 million citizens in this country, so we have a lot of work to do.
And you're great. You told me what time to be here.
Exactly.
You met me at the gate.
Exactly. So the
It's
hours.
very easy to come up.
Exactly. So just a side point: the hours for non-Muslims, or AKA Jews, are Sunday through Thursday from 7 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. I repeat that again: from 7 a.m. until 10:30 a.m. And again in the afternoon for 1 hour, 12:30 to 1:30. That's it. No evening, no nights. That's all you got. 4.5 hours a day, Sunday through Thursday. It is closed, and I repeat, closed to Jews on Fridays and Shabbats. That's it. Until the policy changes, that's what it is. Sunday through Thursday. So I owe you, I implore you, I encourage you to come. I know the hours are not exactly the most ideal, but these are the wee hours that we have, and if we don't come at these hours, so why should the government bother lengthening and giving us throwing us a bone and giving us more hours? So we have to come. Instead of, I think there may be 30 people here. Imagine if 30,000 Jews came.
Right. If there
today.
was a demand, they'd have to.
It's in our hands. If it was not in our hands, I wouldn't be doing this right now. And again, right now, this pathway that we're walking on is at least 100 years old. We're actually walking on Har Habayit, which another word for it is Har Habayit, or Mount Moriah. We're walking on a mountain right now. So on the left side and on the right side, we can see actually parts of the mountain that are actually exposed from the floor. Very, very cool. Archaeological wise. And obviously the Arabs can do whatever they want. They treat this place like a soccer. They treat this place like a picnic field. And they can do whatever they want here. So they're allowed to play soccer over there because it's in their area. But if the ball comes here,
do they do that in any other holy place?
I don't think so.
Consider holy?
I don't think so. No, I don't think they would do soccer here. Okay, so now we are on the western side of Har Habayit. This is actually the western wall, the entire area of the western wall. Of the outer exterior Har Habayit, which is the parking lot of the Har Habayit itself. 1 second.
It's like they stop them just so you don't get a video.
Usually in the afternoon is the most opportune time to play soccer here. A special mention here that if you guys see the staircase here, the most bottom stair is actually not a stair. It's like exposed a little bit from the ground, right over there. That is the original western wall of the original Har Habayit. When it says the divine presence never leaves the western wall, they're talking about this. Meaning that this is the platform on which the place that we pray to today, or known as the Kotel, has nothing to do with the first and second temple. It is a parking lot. This is the real wall. This is the Kotel Ma'aravi. Over here, the red dotted line over here symbolizes the small wall, the Kotel Katan. Also, I'm not sure if you have a shekel coin on you, but also here, the sign, the symbol on this rock over here is the symbol of the 1 shekel coin over here. Right here. So, you know, we have currency. See that? See that? Right in front of your face. The leaf.
Keeping everybody very tight together right through here.
Between every 4
כן, אפשר להמשיך.
You can see, a year ago this wouldn't happen. Right now it's 1:34. They would already have us out by 1:30. So we're improving in the hours. We're forcing them to cater to us coming here. So it's good. It's an improvement. It is really, really huge. Again, it depends on us. So long as we put pressure on the police and the Israeli government, this is what happens. And also watch your step here. There are a lot of cracks and.
Got it.
And you're walking right now on the on the floor dating back to the second temple period, which is mind-boggling. So just be aware that you're walking on holy ground. That's why some people have a tradition to walk here barefoot or with Crocs or now that the shoes are sneakers. Right below the golden chandelier is the foundation stone. This is the closest spot that you can get to the Holy of Holies. We're looking right now at God's back. if you will. The most ideal place to pray is on the eastern side, but now on the western side we can also pray to the Holy of Holies here. And so we also just take this time to take a picture, take a selfie, take a video, or what have you. And again, hopefully this is, again, not a mosque, it is a shrine. The Muslims don't care for this spot, they don't care for this area. And this is really what we are focusing on, this is what we are concentrating on.
Donde estaba el santo del santo, el arco de Dios.
Here,
El arca de Dios.
we have here the Beit HaMikdash,
Sí,
which
donde
used to be over
entraba
here.
el
And
sacerdote grande.
right below here is the foundation stone. And
Erogador como el
what is it? What else can I say? Alright. So yeah, so this is
Explain the steps.
explain the steps. Yeah, so the steps. So we're actually allowed, according to Jewish law, we're allowed to go further on the steps, but the police won't let us for whatever reason they want to say. But the woman's courtship doesn't begin until after the arches, so there's no problem according to Jewish law to actually go up and beyond the arches, but the police won't let us for whatever reason they want to make up. And yeah, again, tourists coming up here, tourists are not allowed in neither structure, neither the Al-Aqsa Mosque, neither in the Golden Dome. Jews are not allowed anywhere. Only Muslims are allowed in the Dome of the Rock and also in Al-Aqsa. So our rights are limited here, but again, we don't give up. We just don't give up. We can't give up. This is the heart. This is the heart of everything. This is the heart of Zionism and not Brooklyn. This is the heart of Judaism and not Muncie. This is the heart of the nation of Israel, of the state of Israel, of the land of Israel. And this is where all of our tefillot, like I usually joke and say that, we go to the Kelpie, we go to the ballot box on election day, and our, hopefully we go to the ballot box in droves, so our tefillot, our prayers also go in droves wherever we are, and they ascend from the Beit HaMikdash, from the earthly Beit HaMikdash to the heavenly Beit HaMikdash right here. This is the pipeline between heaven and earth.
Right, Tato?
Now we're continuing forward. And we're almost actually at the end of our visit here. So I just want to say that building the temple today is in our hands. That hopefully we will merit to build the third temple soon, very, very soon. It is really up to us. Thank God there's a tremendous awakening among the Jewish people, social media, etc. And many Jews are waking up to the fact that, hey, the temple mountain is not in our hands, and we are actually allowed to go up, and it is actually permitted and obligatory according to Jewish law. And we shouldn't give up on this holy site, because as Uri Tzvi Greenberg once said, "Hasholet b'har, sholet ba'aretz." He who controls the Temple Mount controls the entire country. And you don't need a PhD in political science to realize who controls this area. So again, not who controls, with all due respect to Kiryat Yosef, to the Tomb of Joseph, to Kiryat the Patriarchs, and to the Kotel. This is where it's at. This is the crux. This is where destiny is happening. This is where the redemption is happening. And hopefully, it says in the Talmud that each generation that doesn't build a temple, it's as if it destroyed it. I don't want to be responsible for that, so I'm doing everything I can to educate Jews about the holy site of Judaism. So please do whatever you can to spread this video, share this video with your friends and family, and tell them that we are allowed up here. Yeah, don't worry about Arab riots. Don't worry about any peace deal, Trump, Bibi. Don't worry about elections. Don't worry about politics. Just worry about the fact that Daddy, our Father in heaven, does not have a home. What are you going to do about it? It's easy to whine and bicker on Facebook and on social media, on Twitter. But hopefully, we will merit to build a temple speedily and happily in our days. And watch your step here. Don't fall. Real pity.
עד שהקבוצה יוצאת במלואה. רגע. תן. תני לאנשים. אבל לא. בושה.
אם זה היה בהם, הייתי כועס עליו, כי אני הייתי יודעת שזה...
That's it. Now that we left the Temple Mount area, all the restrictions are lifted. We can pray, we can bow, we can dance, we can do whatever we want, show signs of Jewish worship, and that's it. But this is the struggle. Again, in any other country, this will be considered anti-Semitism. What do you call it when it's happening in the only Jewish state in the Middle East, and the only country, only Jewish country in the entire world, to us? So again, it's in our hands. Don't fetch. Keep going. So again, I emphasize, if you want to come for a private guide in Hebrew or in English, please send me a private message, Michael Miller. Look me up on Facebook, and let me know when is good for you, which day, which time, which hour, etc., etc. And yeah, please God, I will see you soon. Thank you for watching and share.